What is up, guys? How is it going? I'm going to tell you today why I think that the PlayStation 5 will be discless coming up. PlayStation 5 will not have a disk drive. I'm calling it now. In the future, if that changes and it does have a disk drive, feel free to come back and hit me up in the comments and shame me, write it down, and let me know that I was wrong. But listen, Microsoft has already announced an Xbox One that's going to be coming out shortly with no disk drive. They're testing the market, they're pushing the boundaries, and they're going to see how people react and see if this is something feasible, because I think they also plan to release their next generation console, the Scarlet, without a disk drive. PlayStation 5 will follow that lead and can potentially use it to their advantage. The disk drive in these consoles sometimes costs between $30 and $50, and that's after all the bulk, after they're applying their factory massive scale, So if you remove the disk drive from the next generation of consoles, you're potentially going to drive the price down by $30 to $50, and that opens up room inside of the console and the price gap to drive the graphics and the RAM capabilities up. It's a smart move. Now, how would you buy games then without a disc? Well, right now we already know that over 50%, the majority of games are being bought digitally online. You go to the PlayStation Store, or you go to Steam, you go to Xbox, whatever platform you're on, most people are now buying their games digitally rather than physically. Now, I'm not saying I'm for this. I understand some people are going to hate this concept, but just listen. That's where the majority of games are going, and that number's only going up. In the future, how would you buy games from GameStop or Walmart? Imagine you go into a GameStop and you bring your own little flash drive with 64 gigs or more of space on it, and GameStop has a little section where you plug that flash drive in and it downloads the game to your flash drive. You take it home and you put it on inside of your console, and there you go. They could even sell you the flash drive to take home and put on there. It's not that expensive in this day and age. And really, most of the games that you're playing, they're not running off of the disc anymore at all. All that disc is there for is to hold the data for the install file. Like Final Fantasy 15's disc was just loaded with data, and then you never actually had to have the disc. Sometimes they require you to have the disc in the console for DRM reasons for playing, but it's not like it's a requirement by any means. So it's perfectly feasible for you to load the game files from a flash drive or from other source. So even without an internet connection, you could still play your games perfectly fine without a disc. It would be feasible. Retail could still do it. Walmart could also sell you these little flash drives with the games, or you bring your own, load it into a machine. That sounds a little bit sci-fi, but you guys, we're approaching 2020 and the next generation of gaming, and look at what Google's doing with their Stadia streaming platform. I mean, gaming is moving this way. The physical aspect of it is going away. I'm always gonna miss the days when I was a kid, when I'd go get a new game and we would drive home and I'd open up the package and read through the instruction manual and just look at the artwork and such forth. That will always be something that appeals to people, I think, but that doesn't mean that they can't still sell us, like if they sold us that flash drive, that doesn't mean that they can't give us a nice physical case and artwork and an instruction manual. We haven't seen a lot of those in the last couple of years as it is. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Could the next PlayStation 5 console, could it be discless? Could they get away with that? Would it be a big, bad move for PlayStation? Or would it help lead them into the next generation of gaming? My friends, it's always good to talk to you. We'll see you again. Adios, amigos.